You're tuning into the No Game Plan podcast. We're your hosts, Kenzie.
And Emily, how are we?
We're good. How are we?
I'm so good. I'm super excited to get into today's podcast because we're gonna go over some stuff from the last week. This is our first actual sports episode.
This is so exciting. I'm
I'm
excited.
thrilled. This is what I graduated for.
This is what I went to school for.
Yep. Yep. Um, our other interest other than sports is music, so we're naturally gonna do songs of the week every single week. So
Of course.
what is the song of the week this week for you, Miss Mackenzie?
I was deciding between two different songs,
Right.
but I think a song that I've had on repeat since it came out like a year and a half, 2 years ago is Robitussin by Brady. I told you probably didn't know it.
No, I've never heard.
He was in the boy band In Real Life. That
By
was for Mom.
by
But
the
his song you made is
band.
really good.
Mm-mm. Um, this week I've decided that my song is uh "A Night on the Floor" by Inhaler. I I love Bono's son. That's all I gotta say about it.
No, there's just a surprise there.
Okay. Anyway,
Anyway,
I
into the
guess time
sports
to get
out of
into
this.
sports.
Into sports. For our viewers, I'm wearing a Formula One hat today from the Austin GP last year.
I can confirm. I'm looking at it.
And yeah, and we just had the Spanish GP this past weekend.
That was such an event for sure.
It was a fun race. It was better than the beginning of the season. The beginning of the season was boring.
I don't know. I've enjoyed my races that I've seen so far.
Do you remember what race was your first one?
The one that was at 2 a.m. I think it was in Japan.
Japan. Okay.
I think so.
Yeah. Was it Japan or was it Bahrain?
No idea.
One of the two. Or Saudi Arabia. I think you're already watching by Saudi Arabia.
No idea.
Couldn't tell you.
Couldn't either.
What an eventful Spanish GP.
Yes.
We had some crashes.
Yes.
We had some
Car
scoring from unlikely point scorers.
We also have some car tires.
A car retire.
Yep.
Was it just one?
I think so.
We had a very predictable pull to P1. Could have
Yeah.
cut that one.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah. How'd your boy Carlos do?
Now,
Do you want to talk about it? Is it a sore subject?
why was he so last? Basically, was he 18 or was he 16? Was he P18?
I couldn't tell you.
You know what? But Mr. Charles was on the podium, so couldn't be too mad.
He threw the Charles Leclerc.
Okay. He's been eating it up recently. I've got to say, though, he has been slaying the boots down.
Sling the boots down.
You don't know that?
Oh. No, I know what you're talking about. I just haven't heard that saying in forever.
My bad.
But Ferrari's number 2 in the constructors standings now. How does that make you feel? They jumped both Red Bull and Mercedes this past weekend.
I'm so proud of them. I just wish it was Carlos.
Yeah,
I'm
Rip.
1 year off. Still salty about it.
Yeah, it happens though. We got Nico Hulkenberg and a Sauber scoring points, promoted to P5 after the race. That's crazy.
That is crazy. Never thought.
A Sauber ended ahead of the Ferrari, which is wild.
I just honestly super shocked.
Yeah, I didn't see that overtake coming, but
It happened.
it beat it.
It did.
It really did. And we also got Max Verstappen penalties.
Yeah. Oh, George Russell.
I mean, like him and Charles crashed, right? But I think it was more of just like a. I don't think anyone was really at fault for that one.
Okay.
But then the one where he like rammed into George, come on, bro.
Yeah. What did you hear what his radio said after? I missed it. I wanted to hear what he
Well,
said.
the team basically fed him incorrect information, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, wasn't he on like the
Which
tires, different tires than he thought he was?
he was on hards. Yeah, he was on a set of hards, and they said like, "Oh, that was our only option," but they could have put on like used softs if they really wanted.
Okay.
So he was already mad about that, and then the team was like, "Hey, you have to give the place back to George." He was like, "What? No, I don't." Um, and he didn't. I don't think. And then he ended up being like, "Oh, let me back up," and then rammed right into George, pretending to give the place back, and that got him a 10-second penalty.
Mhm.
Yeah, so his team's pretty much at fault for that, but silence from that end. He has 11 penalty points on his license now, one more, and he has a race ban. We think that's going to happen.
The Max Verstappen gets a race ban. What happens? Like, okay, so this is my first season of F1,
Mhm.
so I'm still learning to viewers and listeners. So what happens during
What do you mean? What happens?
what happens? He just gets
He
banned.
just doesn't race.
Like at all ever or just for the rest
No,
of the
he doesn't
season?
race ban. Like one singular race, he's banned from racing in.
See?
So if he gets a penalty point in Canada next weekend or Austria 2 weekends later, I think the last week in June, if he gets a penalty point in either of those, he has one race that he can't compete in.
See, I wouldn't have known if I didn't ask.
There you go.
Thanks. Sorry.
Um, yeah, anything else you want to say about Spanish GP, Emily?
Not much. We can move right along.
Um, my favorite Ricky, Isaac Hedger,
Yo.
and then Mr. Alpine Pierre Gasly
Heck yes.
are from France,
Yeah, they are.
right? Tell us a little bit about that soccer game.
We there was a soccer the UEFA Champions League finals against PSG, which is Paris.
Saint Germain.
Yes, I forgot. And Milan. Milan. I don't want to say it wrong accidentally. Guys, I'm dyslexic. Can't read. Um, but they won their first game, and Isaac and Mr. Pierre Gasly were watching it together, or were together, or
Yes, I did.
yep. But they won their first. PSG won their first title. They slated up. It was 5-0. That was the end game. The result. The total. The score.
The final score.
There we go.
There you go. Slay Paris. Slay Isaac and Pierre. Well, Isaac.
Fun time all around. Honestly, it was my first time watching a soccer game. Actually, oh, I watched it at work. Um, and my coworkers were very excited. So that made me excited. And the celebration was cute.
There you go.
Anyway,
Well, okay, so they call it football there, right?
yeah.
In Europe, we call football here.
Awesome. Yeah.
Because use a foot to kick the ball.
Mm-hmm.
It'll score.
Yeah.
Why? I don't understand why they have different names, actually.
Okay, but what would they have called football then? Like our football, American football?
It's American football.
I mean, that's fair, I guess. Okay, then. Never mind.
Yeah. I mean, like in Spanish, you could say fútbol americano. Like that's how they
Nice.
differentiate between soccer and football.
Well, that's right.
Yeah, there you go. Little Spanish lesson for the day.
Anyway, football.
Speaking of football, We got the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen, MVP last season. My favorite player. Has been my
Yes.
favorite player for a while. I was here before the hype.
Period. Stand on business.
Yeah. You got married.
He did. He did. Scrolling on my For You page, and then suddenly I'm seeing them getting married. I actually, the way it was revealed to me, it was their practice, their rehearsal. I was like, wait, so they're getting married now? And it was like TMZ. I was like, this is so mean. They're like, we're gonna see it on the internet anyway. Why?
Yeah. Yeah. But Haley's dress was gorgeous, honestly.
Yeah.
I adored her dress.
Married man, guys. He's a married man.
Married man.
But also with the Bills, they also have a really good social media team. And guess what? Social media teams are coming back.
They're coming back.
They're starting to be funny again. I'm ready to go. I'm ready for the funny TikToks to come back, the funny Instagrams to come back. I am super excited.
All the players trying to dodge the media personnel.
Absolutely.
Get out of
I like the Eagles.
Yeah, we know you like the Eagles.
Sorry.
The Chargers are my favorite social media team, though. I love the Chargers.
I mean,
they're so fun.
They're silly, but the Eagles interviews are also super silly.
Yeah. I wish Justin Herbert was in more of the Chargers social media stuff, but he is a camera dodger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number one camera dodger, D1 camera dodger.
Literally. He's the MVP of that.
Going back to the Eagles, for NFL Madden 26, Madden NFL 26, I don't know the correct way to say it. They're doing Saquon Barkley's backwards jump. He's on the cover. And they were taking pictures of it. And I thought it was cool the way they obviously had to use they had to lift him up in the air with the harness. They'd hook him up.
Oh, was he really harnessed?
Well, not for the actual jump, but for the picture.
Well, no, not for the actual jump, but for the picture.
Yeah.
They recreated it. They didn't even take like a picture of someone already taken.
Because of licensing issues, definitely for sure. They'd have to fully pay somebody for the picture, and why would you want to do that?
They would definitely have a lot of money to someone to be like, yeah, we want to use this on Madden 26.
That's what I'm saying. So at that point, it is easier just to
do it yourself.
Yeah.
That kind of takes away the magic, though, knowing that they had to like harness them up and recreate the picture.
It happened.
It's okay.
It was crazy. Unfortunately, he's a Trumpy, though, so.
Yeah.
You don't like that here.
That's your team superstar.
Well,
whatever. It doesn't really matter. Can't get away from it, unfortunately. NHL finals are going on right now.
They are.
Panthers versus Oilers.
Repeat. Boring.
Boring. Boo, boo, boo.
Yeah. I'm probably not going to watch it. I'm just going to see what happens. Do ESPN when I get notifications or watch it at work.
Fair.
Let's go Oilers.
I think if the Oilers go up 3-1, I might watch Game 5. Or if they're up 3-0.
See, because I honestly just might only watch the actual last game because that's all I care about.
Yeah, exactly. But like, I don't want to sit through like a Game 5, 6, and 7. I would much rather be like, the game I watch is the final game.
Yeah.
But we do want the Oilers to win, right?
Yes. Connor McDavid deserves it.
Connor McDavid, get that cup.
Please.
Because this might honestly be his last shot.
He needs to lock in, actually. And I have faith in him.
I do have faith in him. He can do it. It's like one of the best players, modern day players in the league right now. So
Game 1 is tomorrow.
Game 1's tomorrow. Game 2's Friday. We will see.
We will see. I will be at work. I will be watching.
Actually, I won't see it. I won't watch the games. I'll look at the scores the next day on the NHL app. That's about it.
It will be talked about.
It'll be talked about. It'll be
Updated.
discussed.
Updated.
Yes, that's pretty much it. I don't want the Panthers to win.
No,
That's my take.
don't want a double repeat. That's so annoying.
Also, just don't like their players. But if you're a Panthers fan, I sincerely apologize.
I also apologize. But women in hockey, PWHL. Let's get it.
PWHL.
Our girls at the Frost won back to back the Walters Cup.
It was beautiful,
They
honestly.
every year, even though there's been two, but every year.
They're the first back-to-back champions.
Heck yeah. And they can, and you know what? No one will ever take that from them.
Literally. They can't take that away.
Never.
This was the last season in the PWHL with 6 teams.
Wait, what? Sorry, I was not listening.
This was the last season in PWHL with 6 teams.
Right.
Granted, there have been 2,
Mm-hmm.
but we have a PWHL expansion going on. The teams are going to Vancouver and Seattle, really close together, which is weird. But
wasn't that where there was like a lot of attendance though when they went on their like a little tour?
they had a lot of attendance in Detroit too,
Oh, did they?
because Ottawa and Minnesota, I'm pretty sure, played in Detroit for a game, and it was like sold out. Unless I'm thinking of Denver, because Denver also had a game. I don't know, but pretty much every like third location game that they had this past season was packed. But maybe the Pacific Northwest is the way to go for NHL teams.
Where do you think if it wasn't there, where would you want it to be?
Well, I think West Coast for sure, or like at least more west of Minnesota,
Give a state.
because Minnesota I think is the farthest west team currently.
Give a state. State, go.
Colorado, maybe in Denver,
I'm here.
because I mean,
Okay, I guess you did.
they got some iconic teams there. The Devils used to be in Colorado, so BT Dubs.
Right. Yes.
But I mean, Seattle or Vancouver are a good option, but I feel like they're so close together.
Let's give Philly a team.
Philly is so close to New York, though. Okay, never mind.
It's separated by
New Jersey.
yeah, technically. No.
Yes, Philly is separated from New York.
It well, isn't it like wait. I don't
Are you talking about New York City or New York State?
state.
Well, yeah, I guess you could drive down straight into Pennsylvania from state, couldn't you?
Yeah.
And if you're talking about New York City, you'd have to drive.
Separated by Pittsburgh and New Jersey. That's the separation.
Pittsburgh's on the other side of Pennsylvania.
No, it's like over here, and then this is here. But like I'm just because it's like here, and then like we.
Oh, I gotcha. I gotcha.
So the view for the people who are listening, I was just hand motioning.
The outline of that East Coast part.
Yes.
It goes here and it goes here. That's all they heard. Oh god. I don't know how the NHL. What'd you say?
Do you hear the horn going off? Because it would go off during us recording. Yes.
No, I don't hear it.
Anyway.
There's a horn going off in Emily's neighborhood right now.
Yes, it's exciting.
I don't know the rules of the NHL expansion draft because I was not an NHL fan when the expansion draft happened. Do you remember at all? No. Okay. Well, the PWHL expansion draft is each team can save 3 players, protect them.
Yep.
And then once the expansion draft happens, or the signings happen, because signings happened before, they can, once they relinquish 2 players during the expansion draft, they can save 1 more player. So the Frost saved Taylor Heisey, and that's all I care about, really. because I just need Taylor on that team.
That is
Taylor
something
and
to
Kendall.
be worried about, honestly.
Taylor and Kendall on that team. That's all I need. But they can take Britta Crow. Someone else take Britta Crow.
Yeah, you're.
Yeah, she's transphobic.
Oh,
Yeah. Speaking of transphobic,
happy Pride, guys.
happy Pride, guys.
Guys, happy Pride again. We're
Because
see the whole month of June. I'm gonna make sure we know it's the Pride month.
yes, we will not go recording without
It's a safe space
an
here. It's a safe space in this. In
safe space, actually.
no, it's a very safe space at No Game Plan.
We love the gays, the theys,
And
we love
phobes.
lesbians. Every single color of the rainbow, we love you. You're the best. Emily's making a heart motion with her fingers.
Oh yeah, to the listeners, I guess.
Women's sports, WNBA, Lynx and Liberty,
Yeah.
undefeated currently. Only teams in the league undefeated 7-0
And they're
as of
slaying.
today.
They're eating it up, I swear.
They are.
I went to watch the Liberty game after we were recording the other day. And it was their mascot's birthday, which is an elephant. Ellie the elephant. And her go-to move, by the way, twerking. Love it.
Do you think
What?
Ellie the Elephant has the best mascot work?
I gotta have the best mascot twerk ever. Seriously. I saw all the mascots of WNBA yesterday because it was her birthday. Not yesterday.
They were all there?
They were all there. It was her birthday. It was a whole birthday party for her. No, it
That's so
was
sweet.
crazy. They literally threw a party.
Period. That's so sweet.
And it was full of women. It was full of happiness. It was definitely a safe space for people. The vibes were high. The host of like the network or whatever like her actual title is, she was so good. She was so entertaining. She was so hype. Such a Liberty watching experience. 10 out of 10.
Do you think we're gonna have a repeat of last year's championship with the Lynx and Liberty?
I hope so because we care now.
Yes. I watched the entire finals last season with my parents, and it's very good.
And we'll be there again. Repeat.
We'll
The
be
only
there
time repeat is okay though.
As long as it's women, that's okay.
Yes.
Men's teams do not go back to back years to the finals. I don't care.
No, because it's boring. We've seen it already.
Yeah, exactly. Period. Um, two teams that are not doing very hot right now in the NBA, the Wolves and the Knicks.
Ooh. Yeah.
They both lost in their conference finals.
Kind of wish it happened though, because I would have watched.
I would have watched if it was the Wolves and Knicks for sure.
That would have been such a good marketing and money grab. I'm sorry. So much could have come out of that. We could have seen Timothy Chalamet at every single game, probably. Or the rest of the games.
Yeah. I heartbroken, honestly, watching that entire last series with the Wolves and Thunder. Miss you. Miss you. Thanks. So we got Indiana Pacers and OKC Thunder in the finals.
Yes, we do. Who do you think?
Me first?
Who do you think?
I'm going Indiana Pacers because if the team's going to win, it's got to be a Midwest team.
I'm also gonna go the Pacers because I do not care.
Okay. That's a very good reasoning thing.
I just do not keep up with NBA, and I find it hard to because men.
No, that's fair. I
And
definitely prefer watching the WNBA.
that's why I actually let myself sit down and watch the WNBA the other day.
Yeah.
It was a wonderful experience, I must say. Again, that I've been saying.
Well, you can keep saying it because everyone should watch women's sports.
Everyone should watch women's sports. I also do want to mention that I have been to a PWHL game. Was a great experience.
Are you gonna burp in every single episode?
Yes.
Okay. You went to the Liberty? Nope. What is the PWHL team
It
in
was Sirens and it was Boston Fleet.
New York Sirens and Boston Fleet. Was it last season, the first season?
The first season. Yes, it was
So
on
they didn't have their names
420.
yet. They didn't have names yet, but do you like that New York is called the Sirens? Or are you indifferent? Don't care.
Here's my shirt.
You mean
It was literally my short. That's right here.
love it. Oh,
What?
Oscar's awake. My kitty.
Got a kitty.
Um. Oh, the first NBA game is on Thursday, by the way.
Is it?
So by the time this is out, we'll know game one, what the series will be at.
I will not be working, so I will not be watching.
I won't be watching either. I'll probably look at it on ESPN the next morning.
Yeah, I'll probably be notified about it by somebody.
Yeah. Something more exciting in men's sports. Tell us.
Unfortunately, Mr. Shohei Ohtani, love that guy, number 17 on the Dodgers. He broke a franchise record. Whoop, whoop. Oh, that was good. He broke a franchise record for getting tied the same amount of hits in home runs in 1 month. Oh my gosh. He got 15 home runs in the month of May, and he tied the record with oh,
Later.
Shohei
Later, don't
Ohtani.
hurt.
Shohei Ohtani tied the franchise record with
Dick Snyder. Dick Snyder and Pedro Guerrero.
yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't want to
Guerrero.
last name wrong.
I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name, but Pedro Slay, Dick Slay.
Yes. It was 15 home runs in 1 month, and he slated up. I also just wanted to touch on the second game that the Yankees and the Dodgers had. 18-2, crazy game. That was insane. 18-2, and
What were they doing? Were they sleeping?
literally, basically, I'm watching it at work, and prior to the game, I'm begging my coworkers to put it on, and then they're making fun of me because Ohtani. I'm like, can't you know what? Judge me. I don't care. Fine. Who cares? We put it on. We're watching it, and everyone's just like actually watching it. I'm like, yup. Look at the Dodgers. Yup. They're eating. It was just like
Or were they all Yankees fans? Obviously.
oh, it's just the usual trend just to hate Otani because he's
The most famous player in the league.
I guess.
Highest paid player in the league.
Yeah. I don't really know what the Shohei Ohtani hate is, but I know
As people think he's overhyped.
yeah, but I know people don't like him.
Whatever. Haters gonna hate.
Haters
Like,
are actually going to hate because like what? Justice for Otani, seriously, like he does nothing wrong.
Justice for Ohtani, bro.
And
MLB.
if like limelight, what?
Need you in my life like limelight. Anywhere I go, I'm taking you.
Biggest
Oh, why don't
fans.
why don't we throw it back right there?
Biggest fans here. Actually.
I don't watch the MLB, but MLB made some big moves.
They did. They
They're
did.
they're investing in softball league, the
Mhm.
athletes unlimited softball league, which they are launching or like debuting this next week, I believe, on the 7th.
And more to come about that because super exciting news. It's like
Yes, I'm so excited.
women's sports, more women's sports. We just need more and more and more.
We just need more women's sports. We need more women's teams.
We
We
need
need more women's
representation.
leagues.
Oh my god, side note, I first time actually watched tennis again at
Oh,
work.
I love tennis.
So at work, by the way, we put on sports. If you
Obviously.
if you didn't catch that. I was watching Coco Golf play and she was eating down, slaying boots. So good. I was like, okay, I see the hype. I saw the hype.
I watched her, I believe, play in the Olympics. And she killed it, honestly.
I love a good
I don't think
women.
she medal. Oh, it's okay.
Anyway, back to softball, college softball, the Champions League, the championship, the the WCWS.
Women's Women's College World Series. I think that's what it stands for.
I'm 75% sure.
Okay, perfect. Tell us about it. What's up?
The last few games are happening. The finalists, man oh man, Texas and Texas Tech.
Good.
Two Texas teams. This is insane. However, I do want to touch on that Texas was a number 6 seed and beat the number 2 seed Oklahoma to get the rightful spot where they are right now. I am hoping they win because they deserve it. They deserve it.
Tech was seeded.
No, I actually don't. Maybe I should have. I might have been. It might have been around 10. It's closer to 10 than it is to 5. That's what I remember seeing, I think.
Oh,
Knew it.
Tech was seeded 12, so we got seed 6 and seed 12 in the finals. That's crazy.
I'm rooting for damn underdogs.
I don't really care who wins. I just am so happy for them.
Women in sports. What can you say?
So happy for women's sports, honestly.
I'm just happy because my two other friends are watching sports and feels good to watch my friends watch sports. You know what? Our lady, our girl,
Girl.
our rugby queen, our stars queen, dancing with the stars queen.
Ilona Maher.
We love her.
She is in a partnership with Coppertone Sunscreen.
She is.
Saw her ad pop up on my For You page on the Clock app. She slid that, honestly. Body positivity and telling you to wear your sunscreen.
That's what we need.
What can't she do, really?
Like seriously. We need a girl with power to tell us to put on more sunscreen. Skin protection is important.
Yes,
Important.
it really is. And I can't wait to see what she's doing next. Can't wait to see her in the Olympics again.
Yes. I can't wait for the Olympics. Do we know when? Is it winter or summer?
Winter is this next February because the NHL players are going to be in it, I believe.
Right. Yes, I remember about this.
Yeah, 2026 Winter Olympics 2028. I think the Olympics in 2028 are in LA though.
I love the Olympics because it's everyone from everywhere.
No, literally, people that don't even watch sports watch the Olympics.
Because it's just the Olympics.
Just the highest of highest athletes.
Because everyone's talking about it too. Everyone's connected that way.
Exactly.
I'm so glad in anything the world does, it's the Olympics constantly always. We
I
need
think the Olympics bring people together too.
They definitely do. I literally we had watch parties just for the Olympics.
Let it
It's insane. It's crazy. Anyway, crazy week of sports.
really crazy week of sports, honestly.
Oh,
Um,
wait. So I do want to also mention the one thing that I sent you. Um, what's his name? What's his name? What's his name? The player on the newest player on the Cole Young.
who was that? Tell me about him.
Cole Young is a player for was a player. I don't remember. I don't know who he used to play for. I should have looked it up, but I forgot. I forgot. But he plays for Seattle now for MLB.
I'm assuming
What?
baseball. I'm assuming.
Yes. He plays for Seattle baseball now. Cole Young. In the middle of the game, you had something to say. What? Okay.
No, I was gonna say like, what about him?
In the middle of his game, I think on Thursday, he was told by his coach he's being sent to the MLB.
Huh?
Yes.
He's playing the minors.
Yes. So
They got called up.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And he made his MLB debut last night. Debut last night. Yesterday. I'm pretty sure. And he helped win the game. Yes. Uh his little hit uh into the not the by right by first base. They just didn't get him out, and then it was by four them. But he helped, and they won.
Period.
So his first MLB debut, he helped win, and was an amazing thing to see on the FYP this morning.
Do we know how old he is? Is he young? It's like MLB players tend to be like
Cole
on
Young,
the older side, right?
I will. American baseball player, 21 years old.
Mimi. When is he born?
2003.
Oh. Um, MLB players tend to be on the older side, right? When they're called up.
Mm-hmm.
So like him being called up at 21 is kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm. And him winning that game last night is also insane. Helping by that game.
It's exciting for him.
Like his he hit the ball, it went a little bit right. So this is, guys, sorry for the people listening. This is the base. This is where the ball landed. And then he threw it to the home plate when someone was running towards home plate.
Was he at first base?
No, he was hitting. He was batting. Sorry.
Right.
Yeah, my bad.
You're right.
I sent you all the videos.
I didn't watch him.
Guys, proof she didn't watch my stuff.
I watched almost all of your TikToks. I was just busy at work today.
Liar. Anyway.
Okay. I think that's all we got on the sports side of things today, don't we?
That's pretty much all I think we've got.
But I think on the fun side of things,
Doom
let's talk about
over here.
doom scrollers. We are on social media almost all the time.
Yep.
To be honest.
We've decided to share memes of the week.
I try to stay off social media, but it just doesn't work.
Let that sink in, though.
She has been obsessed with this meme, and there's a picture of a sink sitting like outside of a doorway, and that door is open, and she's like, "Let that sink in," aka like invite him into your house. Or
let that sink in.
Let that sink in, right? And then her other one is a picture of Max Verstappen sitting down with his hands wide, and it's like absolute cinema.
But that's not the meme that I was gonna go for. My go-to meme is the my seat is full of water.
like fruit of water.
Or the Lando, we can be world champions, I said.
Because it's so old.
I don't care. I have been quoting them nonstop. This whole
I know.
week.
She's a new F1 fan. She's discovering all the old like memes and sound bits.
We can be world champions, I said.
Lando, please.
Okay, sorry.
My favorite meme, my favorite person to meme is George Russell.
Absolutely.
He's just so easy to meme. His facial expressions. I don't even know, something about him. And every single time that he has some beef with another driver, his interviews are so funny.
Absolutely.
And so his interview after the Spanish GP on Sunday was hilarious and brought me back to his interview last season where he says he just lashes out. And like, I don't even know what he says, but it's so funny, and he looks like he's on the
bordering violence and anger.
But he looks like he's on the verge of tears every single time he's talking to the media when he's like emotional about something. It's so funny.
George Russell, oh man.
Ugh, Emily sends me pictures and TikToks of him all the time, and it scares me because he scares me.
No, talking about those TikToks, I saw like an edit, and in the comments, the creator was like, "This is to the 3 George Russell fans." I'm like, yeah,
Literally, I feel like
who's finding this attractive? No offense, no offense.
No, not even attractive. Like, because I don't find any of the drivers attractive. We've talked about this, but how are you a George Russell fan? I really want to talk to a George fan. Like, what about him makes you a fan? So I don't see it. I don't understand.
I also want to get into some Lance Stroll real quick.
No, not Lance Stroll.
Voice reveal today. He does not sound like what his face looks like.
You're making me cry. His voice is a bit higher. I'm literally tearing up. I'm getting so red. His voice is a bit higher than you would expect. Dude, oh my god, why am I actually
now?
If you're watching, I'm sorry that you're having to see me like this.
Lance,
oh my god,
how much she means to you. How much he's
how
to her.
needs to be.
Yeah.
But like, I understand that his face does not match his voice. His voice is a lot just like the two just don't connect. But for me, it's like I love his voice because it doesn't match his face. Right?
It puts me off, I'm sorry.
You don't have to agree. I don't care if you agree.
His eyebrows and his voice are now my 2 red flags.
I don't understand why you have an issue with his eyebrows.
Number 1 hand.
Because they're bushy. So many people have bushy eyebrows, Emily.
He can get them trimmed a little bit.
They probably die. He's naturally bushy.
I don't know. Don't fit his face.
Anyways, he did not start. He withdrew from the Spanish GP, which we forgot to talk about earlier, but because of complications with his wrist and his hand from his 2023 cycling accident.
Yes.
Where he had surgery on both of his wrists and one of his ankles. And when I got that news, I shed a few tears.
Respectable. Makes sense. Like you just did about his voice and me making fun of it.
But the tears actually fell when I found out that he withdrew from the Grand Prix. Like, also, keep in mind, I'm not a fan of him because of his driving. We all know his driving. We all seen his driving. It's not his driving. Like, I don't care that he's a driver. I just think he's a funny and misunderstood human. But I also know that he is a billionaire's son. So how relatable can he really be? But the introvert in me is like, yeah, I get recharging your social battery and I get not wanting to talk to anyone and I get always having your AirPods in. That's where I'm coming from.
He's got money. Put on a smile when the camera comes to your face. Everyone else doesn't.
Her biggest thing is his press, how he's talking to the press. Is that like
Well,
your biggest gripe with him?
it's a little bit because sometimes he just looks so miserable. But also found out that they can lose weight because of the heat.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you didn't know that like those like 6 pounds. Singapore, they lose a lot just because, or like hotter races, like the Middle East, they lose a lot of weight because it's so hot. And like, imagine you're in like, they have their fireproofs on, I think under their race suits.
yeah,
So you have, like 2 layers of long sleeves
no.
pants. And you're in this tiny little car and it's so hot in the car. And then you got your helmet on so you can't like air out anything. I can imagine. I'd be so claustrophobic in that car.
And you know what? That's what I think about every single time I watch them race because I wouldn't be able to cope.
No, I could not do what they do, but I enjoy watching it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, it's fun watching them go vroom vroom in a weird circle.
I guess this is perfect time to close out our episode.
I guess it is.
Thank you
I'm
for
hoping for
listening. What?
I'm hoping for a new George Russell meme within the next couple weeks.
Me
Check
too.
him out.
I love to giggle and laugh at and with George Russell.
Literally.
Yeah.
That's what I live for.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Episode 2.
Episode 2.
Episode 2.
Stickers. Stickers.
Stickers.
You can find us at No Game Plan podcast,
Everywhere.
which
On everything.
oh, also No Game Plan, and you'll find us.
We'll be here.
Yeah, I'm obviously if you're listening, you know what our profile looks like. So go give us a follow, go give us a subscribe, go give us a like,
Do all the things, retweet, share for share.
share to friends.